got everything planted. We got cereal rye, we got brassicas, we got some clovers. Thinking about planting some trees, but that kind of fell through because it wasn't quite ready. Just figuring out how big the road needs to be, how much space we need in between the trees. It needs to be a little bit more thought out, and I pulled the trigger a little bit too early. Anyways, bought a water tank. We were going to use it to gravity feed and water the trees, but we'll use it for the fire, the burn we're going to do in the bottom field this year, making sure that the fire doesn't get out of hand. Yeah, things that I've learned is maybe plant a little bit more, especially when you're thinking about planting 7. Knock this tree down, and then we need 6 foot on either side of each row of trees, and we got 2 rows of trees, and they're 4 feet apart, so that's 16 foot before you even start the road, and I'm not sure we have enough space. There's just a lot more work I was anticipating, so it's just readjusting priorities and not biting off too much, which I tend to do. So lesson learned, don't just go to a nursery one evening and think you're going to buy trees and then just buy a bunch of them, because probably not the best idea. So we think we're going to need 2 rows of, they're called green giants and arborvitae. It's really not it's more of an evergreen, like that bushes out, so it's not straight up and down. So you can plant them a little bit further apart, but you still need to plant them about 16 foot. What I'm doing here is just trying to clean up some of the edges real quick. So I'm gonna plan it out a year ahead, which probably makes a little bit more sense, given that I have a full-time job and don't have a lot of time to work on this. We'll go look at we're calling it like the building site, but it's more of a clover field this year. So there'll be some clover over there with Come On Over Clover by Garland and Walnut. Head to the wall. Yeah, one thing I really want to do now that I had that false start on the planting the new trees is I'm going to start pushing this wall back a little bit and give us a little bit more room, because I'm not sure how far we can go with the road on that side. Then you got to start looking at what trees you want to save, and like obviously not cut down that big oak right there. But these are the things that I didn't anticipate, and I just thought, well, if we just buy the trees, we'll figure it out. And that's not the case when you're talking about a massive amount of trees to plant. And then even about long term, like just being a little patient, because we make the wrong mistake now, it's set in stone. Unless you want to start all over, spend all that money again, which I don't. This is really not looking bad. So this is where all the clovers are, and the cereal rye. I think we have 7 cameras out. This is one of them. Just noticed that the deer like to come through this funnel that we created. So been catching quite a bit. They're coming out of here, they're coming from here. Looks like they come out of this corner, or looks like they made a hole right there.
Oh yeah. Into
that other field. So we'll put a stand up there along that fence line, and maybe over in that area. Seems like it's a natural funnel for them. This is about a 2-acre fruit plot right here. And given the fact that we just cleared it, put a little bit of fertilizer on based on soil samples, and only had, I think, about 2.5 inches of rain. Planted this about 2 weeks ago. It's not doing bad. Brassicas, like, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the plants look like early on, but it has radishes, turnips, sugar beets, rapeseed, I think 2 types of radishes. One's more of a bulb, one's more of a leaf, more a leaf than bulb. I think the blend is about 70% bulb to leaf varieties. But stuff is coming up even in the areas that it hasn't grown, so hopefully just a little bit more rain and good weather. This looks a little bit, it looks like all green instead of spotty, but who knows, I don't know what I'm doing. The blind that we got that's on a 10-foot platform is going to go right on the other side, so we'll walk through this right here when we have a south east wind. Deer have been coming out of that bottom area, which goes into the bottom field, and we've been seeing a nice buck come from behind us off the county roads. There's an alfalfa field, but also he may have been eating on the road where it has a bunch of cereal rye. Possibly could have come into this field. Hopefully Boone gets a shot at him. So, to start, year 1, not too bad, especially with the rush we had. We We did this all in a week and a half where we cleared. I didn't do it. I wouldn't know how to. Had a buddy, Derek, he used his hoe, and they cleared this entire field and made that huge brush line. The rest of the plans for this year are get the blind up, figure out where we need the trees for next year to really make a live screen, and then eventually get rid of that huge wall over there. We're going to burn the bottom field and then come up with a plan. We met with a crep specialist from Illinois, and then replant it. It was planted in 1,000 trees. Cottonwoods are doing really well right down there, but they don't provide a lot of benefit to the wildlife. So we're starting anew. And actually, her name's Ann. She found the rusty patched bumblebees, which are in danger. We're going to make a pollinator mix. We're going to make it really short grasses for turkeys. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully I didn't just screw it up by changing the image a little bit. But what it will do is it's taking pictures, I think, 6 times a day, specific times. And so we'll see the growth of whatever's in front of it. Hopefully it's working. That's what I was checking. Worst thing would be like, oh, I thought it was taking pictures and it's actually not. What I was just saying is I don't know if you plant the seed, right, and then you get a heavy rain and it just washes off. Something I'm learning about is that even though we did soil samples and applied the fertilizer and some of the lime that we need, the lime doesn't take, and the plants can't take in that nutrition. It doesn't increase the pH for a while. So a year, 2 years, I don't know. So we have what we have, and we're just continue to improve it. All right, it's pie time. We were thinking the other day, is like we got a really good place called the Busy Corner around the way, a couple minutes away. And so every Friday we'll come out here, have a new slice of pie. All right, so this is like the opposite of what Dave Portnoy does. First bite. This is the last bite. No one knows the rules. It's got pecans in it, which is interesting. It's a berry pie, so I wasn't expecting the pecans, but very good. I had the rhubarb strawberry last week, which I preferred, but this is. I think they're all really good. I would say. I don't even know if we need to rate them. If you like pecans and berry pies, this is for you. If you don't like pecans, stay away from it.